Paulamy, I'll bring her in on this as well. We can't really expect a lengthy media interaction, Paulamy. This must be a courtesy meet at the Bharat Mandapam, where he's essentially thanking everyone for the hard work they've put in. You were at that crafts bazaar, where the Prime Minister is expected in just about an hour from now, we're told, at 6 p.m.
That's right, possibly 6 or 6:30, but already, you can see hectic arrangements that are underway over here. Kirpal, my camera person, will tell you and show you those images of the security checks that are happening, the personnel who are present over here. There have been sniffer dogs that have done the rounds as well, and Kirpal can just go around and he will show you the jamboree which is collected in one corner of, the entire hall. This is a massive hall, and you can just see the number of people over here. That's as many journalists who have been parked over here for the past couple of days covering G20 Summit 2023, and you can see that entire crowd over there that's parked in one area, hoping that the Prime Minister will probably stop, but unlikely that there'll be a press conference over here or even media soundbite. But yes, he is going to go to the Crafts Bazaar that we brought images of to our viewers exclusively on Friday morning itself as we enter this complex of Bharat Mandapam. And today the grand finale happens right next door at the International Media Centre, which the Prime Minister is expected to shortly visit and, of course, review arrangements in terms of, like Abhishek was saying, probably a hello and a thank you to all the media that has flown in from across the world to cover G20 Summit 2023.
So much has transpired since that live. I remember you were live with me on Friday morning, Paulamy. And since then, all of those people at the Crafts Bazaar, all of the people at the Media Centre and every part of Bharat Mandapam have ensured the success, the roaring success of the G20 Summit. And I reckon the Prime Minister is there essentially in about 1 hour from now to thank all of them for the hard work that they've put in. Our Foreign Affairs Editor Geeta Mohan is with us. I also have Maushmi Singh. I'm going to go across to them in just a bit because I want to play out for you what world leaders have had to say about their experience in the national capital, about their experience of the G20 Summit under India's presidency. We'll play out those reactions and then I'll take this across to Geeta.
We talked about how important it was for this G20 to be the success that it was, having solid conversations and interactions that involved countries, the major countries from around the world, creating moments both for formal interactions and the productive informal conversations that were a huge part of this summit to advance important issues. We also talked about the range of issues that matter, whether it's climate change or the rule of law or issues facing Canadians and Indians. We recognize that India is an extraordinarily important economy in the world and an important partner to Canada on everything from fighting climate change to creating growth and prosperity for citizens. There's always a lot of work to do, and we will continue to do it.
First of all, please allow me to thank Prime Minister Modi. Faithful to its principles, India did its utmost for its presidency of the G20 to serve unity and peace and send across a message of unity while Russia is still waging its war of aggression in Ukraine. So here I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi and say once again that France stands alongside India. First of all, this G20 confirms once again the isolation of Russia. A vast majority of the G20 members condemn the war in Ukraine and its impacts. And we've been dealing with the economic and food consequences of this war precisely to maintain the unity of the planet. And the entire G20 also commits to a just and lasting peace in Ukraine, and I insist on these words. That's in accordance with the UN Charter, also is a reminder of our support to the principle of territorial integrity.
In full compliance with the UN Charter and the international law, the principle of self-determination of peoples came into play. This is something we have explained a lot, many times, and the correct understanding of what is going on is apparent amid the developing countries in the G20. I believe that some of our Western colleagues understand it too, but you know very well that they are placing their bets on Russia's strategic defeat. The developing countries will not tolerate being put before the false choice, fighting poverty or investing into climate change. This is a false alternative, and naturally the tasks of social and economic development take precedence. The declaration also stipulates the need to deliver on the promises to transfer technologies to the global south countries, not only exporting commodity materials and then receiving costs from added value.
The 18th G20 Leaders Summit had been concluded under the auspices and the leadership of India, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank India for a gracious and a very successful term presidency. I would like to thank His Excellency Prime Minister Modi for the gracious hospitality that was shown to my personal self, my spouse, and my entire Turkish delegation. And I would like to extend my gratitude to all of those involved in the realization of this summit. This year, our theme was One World, One Family, and One Future.